Like that?
Not impressed at all. Adam Champ.
Adam the Champ.
Champ, whatever his name was.
The Vamp. Let's get weird.
And we're back. We're back. Brian, why are we back?
No, you're supposed to introduce me first like normal, motherfucker. God. In normal introductions. Redo it. Let's go. Come on. Kick back in. Restart the show.
You want to see the Wetzel video? Okay, no.
Woo! Let's go, baby!
I am your host, Matt Musselwhite. This is my co-host, Bryan Kern.
Like normal. Doesn't it feel so much more natural when we come in like that? All right, you're
Episode 95. We come a long way.
Yes, don't give out the title yet. Don't give out the title yet.
I will boot you if you keep looking swole, mother. Just get the fuck out of here. You keep just. All right, Brian. Why are we here?
Well, Matt, as you all know, there comes a time in everyone's lives where we embark on a journey. At some point, it may be multiple times that we embark on these journeys.
Oh God, I hate you already.
Let's think of The Hangover, our boys Zach Galifianakis and Bradley Cooper. Let's think of Johnny Depp in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and let's think of one of our favorites, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. The journey that they embark on, change who they are from when they went into it, from when they came out of it. And you know, Matt, you and me are well-traveled individuals, fairly well-connected. We live our lives, right? We happen to have several of these stories, and you're here to share one of them with us tonight. Yes, the date, July 28th, 2015. The location, Dallas, Texas, US of A. The band, Dance Gavin Dance, and Matt Musselwhite. What happened?
My whole government name?
What happened? And what the fuck is going on, baby? Because we're ready for it. This is a night that lives in infamy. We have heard about it. This kicks off a series of storytelling that we have for the crowd out there because they need to know a little bit more of the juicy details that go along with being in the scene and being in this industry. And you're here to share us
Mainly,
some
we
details.
need to give them a reason to subscribe to the Patreon when it launches in a couple months.
Yeah, you've got fucking kids to feed, my guy. But we're here to share some stories, and you have one, sir, that is for the ages. What are we doing?
There's a video that's been online for a couple years. It's on our TikTok. It's on our Instagram. It's Will Swan eating a burger off the hood of a bandwagon, and the video doesn't do it justice because it's easily the craziest tour story I think I might have that I could tell publicly, at least. Nobody got arrested. Okay, so there's a spoiler alert. There were no files charged. They didn't stick, at least.
No charges filed.
There were no charges filed. This was on my first tour, also the worst tour I've ever been on. This is only one particular night I'm going to be telling this story about, and it's in Dallas. It's at the Bomb Factory. You ever been to the Bomb Factory?
I have not, but it looks fantastic. Big crowd as always for the Dance Gavin Dance crowd. Now listen, we're going to go through this.
Using the Bomb Factory.
We're going to go through this, and you're going to give us some details and some insights on the story. Now I'm going to be coming in, so when I interject, get ready for the questions because I'm going to come at you with a couple of my first one being when your first.
If you're going to come at me, you better come hard.
Hey, you know what they say, baby. Hey, look at me.
I will not look at you during.
You and our boys Brian Campbell and fucking Luke fucking Thomas over at fucking Morning Combat. No, they know just as well as you know, sir, that if you're gonna come, look at me in my eyes. If you're gonna come hard. You know what I'm saying? Now, what lineup is this tour? You told us Dance Gavin Dance. Who else is in this just so we can get a sum up of what the energy is about on this? Boom, here we go. I Wrestled a Bear
2015 All-Stars Tour. Ooh. It's a co-headlining tour with Upon a Burning Body and Dance Gavin Dance. Direct support is I Wrestled a Bear Once. But look, this is one of those crazy 10-band bills, okay? Conquer Divide opens, Chasing Safety, Come the Dawn, Day Shell, Oceano, Within the Ruins. I totally forgot they were on the tour until I read this flyer.
And the fourth or fifth iteration iteration of this tour. The first year was 2011, and that had like 20 bands on it. So they've dumbed down, they've trimmed down, and now they've got what seems to be, I mean, a pretty decent lineup. I love Chasing Safety. I love Within Ruins. I love Oceano. I Wrestled a Bear once. Shout out to Rickshaw, our boy. Dance Gavin Dance. As
When you
always,
get past Day Shell, the bands are pretty good. Yeah. This was easily the worst tour I had ever been on. This tour itself meant a lot to the two headlining bands because Upon a Burning Body, shouts to them, San Antonio boys, they work hard, they grind hard. People got mad at the publicity stunt, their label hung them out to dry. They had never had a headlining tour. Dance Gavin has headlined, whether it be small or bigger scale, and they definitely headlined bigger and done bigger shit after this tour. Upon didn't get a bunch of headlining tours and didn't really get shit after this. So it was kind of unfair to them, and there was some bitterness already. Upon didn't want to give up a lot of the co-headlining spots, and so they kind of fought on that shit. That was fun. Just to start things off, worst tour, routed like dog shit. The girl at Sumerian who routed this tour never routed a tour again. And the story I heard was that she was fired, either over this or something she did right after.
Not surprising there.
The problem that's so bad about it is that you end up with 10 to 12 hour drives every night for us in the bandwagon. They were still extreme in a van, but when you're traveling at 64, 65 miles per hour tops in this baby, wait, that's not it. This baby right here, the bandwagon. That becomes your home, your vehicle. It maxes out at 65. You can't go barreling down the highway in this thing. So when you look on Google Maps and you GPS somewhere, we go significantly slower than a van or normal cars. You cannot ever exceed the time it's giving you. You can only go slower than it. So they just fucked all this up. I didn't know any better. Honestly, because I was a Dance Gavin fan, I got taken advantage of in a way, but I also got my first touring start, so you take the bad with the good. I could have killed these motherfuckers. I could have crashed the vehicle and killed them while they slept. But I didn't, I did the best I could, and I didn't hit nothing, and I kept my life, so you're all welcome. Especially if you liked, the Tree City sessions and everything that came after this. Like Mothership.
Dang, not to mention, I mean, time is of the essence, right? And if this is a poorly routed tour and you got to be on par. So it's your first tour, you're under pressure. You've got to be in a different city every single night. Fucking can't be missing shit. Can't be stopping.
You can't miss shows. If I miss a show,
unnecessarily pulling over.
I'm set up to fail. So like I'm busting my ass and getting no sleep because I don't know how to manage the two. Really, really difficult tour to get done at all. The fact I finished it and no one got hurt and the bandwagon still ran was great. Just to start things off, poorly routed tour. You look at the bottom three bands, okay? Conquer Divide, Chasing Safety, and Come the Dawn. Come the Dawn broke up the day before the tour started, and Chasing Safety quit or broke up halfway between that tour. I don't know what happened to them. They just stopped appearing. I'm pretty sure one of those bands, it might have been Chasing Safety, they came back to play a farewell show at their hometown date, which I believe was like the Kentucky one. Either them or Come the Dawn. I can't keep up. They were, irrelevant. But they ended up breaking up on that tour. And then so two bands are immediately gone. Conquer Divide had some issues on that tour, but we're talking about Dallas specifically, this baby, the Bomb Factory. Where those cones are is where I poorly parked the bandwagon because I could not park it like a normal person. I didn't know how to drive it. It was bad. So the night before, we're in Mesa, Arizona, Nile Theater, no air conditioning, hot as shit. The generator shitted out that day. It got working again. We hit the road. It shitted out a bunch between Mesa and Dallas. By the time we're sitting in that parking lot, the generator doesn't work. Okay, so it's
what are you using the generator for?
There's an AC bunk in my cab. That AC has to run 24/7 all night. The generators are 4-cylinder diesel engines designed to run for the whole length of Warped Tour. So they're on for 3 months straight, an engine constantly on.
Wow.
This generator, side story, was so fucked up. We had to travel on an off day through South Carolina to the actual manufacturer, and they had to call Jeremy at Bandwagon, confirm all the pieces, and fix the shit. It was a big ordeal. That generator got a big upgrade, and it ran fine the rest of the tour, but it was garbage before that. So we're sitting in a big black box, right? It's just a fucking oven in the summertime. Okay?
If you're only listening to this on the podcast versions, you need to subscribe to YouTube. You're missing out.
Yeah, we got visual aids. I mean, we got aids of all different kinds, but the visual ones really help you
man.
when you're watching. Okay, because I got the picture of the bandwagon up. There's no insulation in the cab it's because it's a normal cab of a truck.
Right.
Okay, so like if it's snowing,
like an 18-wheeler almost.
Yeah, you don't get insulation, so you're relying on the AC or the heater to pump out a ton of air and cool down that small space. So if either one's running effectively, they work real good because you black out the windows, you put up the shade, and you can keep it cool. You can live in there. If you're in the back, again, no insulation. So if all 3 AC units are good, you can stay cool on Warped and the summer tours. All Stars is, again, a summer tour that rivals Warped. My first tour, I'm not getting invited on Warped. I'm getting invited on this piece of shit tour. It was just insane. So if you don't have any AC, you can't sleep in there. As a driver, my main job is to like balance my sleep and go to bed so I can drive at night while the band is asleep. That's how your favorite band stays alive and I stay in business. It's bad. To the band's credit, they didn't let me just suffer in there. I tried to sleep in a green room. They knew it was bad and they were probably going to die if I didn't get any sleep that night because I didn't get much sleep the night before. They did put me in a nice hotel, one of the nicer hotels bands would put me in, like next to like Ghost or something. Yeah, go take off. They put me up in this hotel. I slept a few hours. I'm going to say between like 3 to 4 hours at most. I mean, I'm like I just said, I'm doing like 10 to 12 hour drives every night, and only on like one day in Sacramento did I get like anywhere near 8 or 9 or 10 hours of sleep. Most of these are 4 to 6 at best, and I'm dead as fuck. It's real bad. So I sleep a few hours in this hotel. I wake up on time because I set alarms. So I'm scared as shit I'm going to miss it. I Uber back to the Bomb Factory. And not far from like where this picture's taken is where this all went down. When I come back, Dance Gavin Dance in the bandwagon, the generator's now running. I don't know if it was just that it was nighttime, so it wasn't overheating and they were able to run it, but it worked at night for this whole ordeal. So I get back, Jenny's on. I'm trying to find the guys to figure out what's going on. I think our bus call is like 11 p.m. We ended up leaving there around 5:45 a.m. Okay? The reason is this is why this episode is called One Night in Dallas. This is an insane night in Dallas at the Bomb Factory. It's Dance Gavin are fucking insane people. If they weren't in a band, I don't know how they would get by. When I return, it's like night and day difference. It literally is. Like, I left in the daytime, I returned at night, and it was like a fucking bomb went off outside the Bomb Factory, okay? So Tillian's asleep, or he's at a hotel. He's just not involved in this. He's not there. John Mess is missing. He left the venue to hook up with some chick. We don't know where he is. Matt Mingus is hammered as fuck on the couch, and he's drinking more. Will is hammered as fuck, drinking more, acting erratically. Tim is watching it all unfold. I don't know if he just holds his shit in good or if he's like chill or what the deal is. He seems like one of the most normal people in that band. Their fill-in guitar player, Alex, got fired as soon as they stepped off stage. So I guess he's from the Dallas area, and he decided to show off in front of a bunch of friends who came out to the show at the Bomb Factory. Again, it's a huge venue. It's pretty nice. So, he thought it would be the time to show off. He decides to solo over a bunch of parts that aren't his. He fucks up.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's solo. Like, Dance Gavin's music's difficult, okay? They're already talking, like, between Matt, Will Swan, and Tim, they're complaining about how difficult songs like Shark Dad are, which is new material to them at the time. This is summer 2015, so it's not Acceptance Speech. What the fuck's that album? Instant Gratification is the shit they're touring off of.
Yeah.
And they had just told me about the Squanch the Beef tour that was going to be afterwards with them. Yeah. So that was going to be fun, all that.
Yeah.
Jesus. So this guy, Alex, I forget what band he's in. He seemed like a nice guy. He definitely had some issues. He's the type of guy to probably have a breakdown on Twitter. He got fired immediately as soon as they got off stage. Will, like, berated him, shamed him, and just told him to get the fuck out. I don't know if they didn't allow him back on the bus, if Will threw his shit out, but he ended up leaving $150 cash like under the bunk that I ended up finding later. So shouts to him. That was cool as fuck.
Come up.
I never saw or heard from him again to ever clarify anything or even tell him I found that money. And I did try texting him. I sent him pictures of the cash because I was gonna just see if he wanted it. I'd be like, yeah, whatever. Never heard from him again. That was crazy. The real trouble of this story starts to pop off when the guys decide, okay, I had heard.
We're not already in trouble. We're not already firing guitarists and missing singers and missing screamers. This isn't the trouble already.
No, like okay. No. This is it's so far it's a normal night. You just don't have a second guitar player, and they don't like what the fuck ever. It's when it boils down to it. That's Will Swan and Matt Mingus band. That's their band.
This is post show.
Yeah, this is post show. This is after the show. Okay, so Alex is gone when I get back. I don't see him. I have to get this whole story told to me, recounted, and all this shit. The shit really starts to pop off when they had been bragging about wanting to get Whataburger for days.
Oh, no.
Especially our TM, Cody Early. Shouts to him. I mentioned him by name because he's a big-time piece of shit thief. So if you're in a signed band and his name pops up in an email somewhere, don't hire him unless you like getting your shit embezzled the fuck up. That's not shit talking. That's just a warning because assholes like him fuck up the touring industry, fuck up the crewmen. Like, if you fuck up the touring crew and the touring industry, you're going to end up fucking up my money. Just don't hire that motherfucker. I seen him when we did the Warp 2016 story. I didn't tell anything about him, but I seen him on that tour. He's a band hopper. He'll work for one band, quit immediately. He was on our tour because he quit on Cold Rain or the band we were just talking about. No, he quit on Crystal Lake. That's who it is. Crystal Lake. He quit on them to jump on our tour. He's a band hopper. He quit on us to join a bigger band, and then they fired him. So he was on Warp for a few weeks, and then he was gone. I don't know if he got fired or quit again or what his deal is, but he's a dick. He wanted to get Whataburger. They had Whataburger. I guess they got it Uber Eats or delivered, whatever the deal was, because I didn't drive them there. Will gets the Whataburger. I don't know if it's his meal, whose meal it is, but like Cody, the Whataburger gets delivered. Cody sees it. He's still loading stuff up like, cool, I'm going to eat it in a minute. Will like starts grabbing food and shoveling fries onto his face. Like barely any fries get in his mouth. And he shovels all of them till they just spill on the floor. They didn't care about spilling anything because the first night traveling with them from Sacramento to Southern Cal, I made a fuel stop, and I'm like, I don't know why they're still awake. It's really late. All the lights are on. I open the door, and Will and Matt and John are all sitting there shirtless, and all the produce, all the vegetables they had bought are all over the fucking floor. And I didn't know what to say, so I just closed the door and locked it and didn't ask. Okay, so Will's shoveling all these fries. The floor gets messy again. He does it to someone else. I guess whoever, like Tim or Matt, whoever got food, they got to eat it, or Travis or whatever. But he gets Cody's food as a joke and throws his fucking burger out the bandwagon door into the parking lot. The burger like comes out of the wrapper. Cody comes back and sees this and just immediately starts pouting and storms off down the street.
It was his burger, no?
It was his food. I guess he paid for it. Whatever. With these bands, you can also a lot have been comped a lot of fucking meals on tour. So I'll say that it might have been a joke. You could probably get it rectified. Whatever. You also got to put up with some more shit when you're working with quote unquote famous people, and it's just how famous do people think they are, and how much do you tolerate is what comes into play when you deal with shit like that. Because this is the entertainment and the music industry. Okay, Dance Gavin may not be famous, but you'll run into some shit.
I mean, they're a notable band in the scene, and let's look at some markers already. We have them currently being a band that was talked about because of their on-tour shenanigans. They've been involved in some on-tour shenanigans before, and now we have
Never
this
any
one.
like. Look, the vocalist,
Nothing
like
scandalous.
Johnny Craig, had scandals. The
he did
band,
for sure,
the
but
band
nothing
did
bad.
not.
Yeah, the band's clean. I mean, as far as being a fucking solid band, they're clean, no allegations, nothing. You know, they got their problems, but hey, I was just gonna say, artists live, you know, unique lives, and you're on a tour with a band that is very unique to the scene and is coming up, and it's I can only imagine that it's fucking crazy. So, all right, we've got a burger out the window. We got a pouty TM. We've got some just still missing singers. We don't know what's going on. Missing people still. What's up?
So there's a burger in the parking lot. Cody has stormed off down the street crying about it. He's pouting. As he's down the street, no one chased after him.
Because no one cared.
He left, and literally Will, Matt, and Tim all made fucking fun of him. They said, I remember Tim saying, "Did Cody quit? Good. Quit, you little bitch. Bye, you little bitch."
Who said that?
Tim. Like, just
quit, you little bitch.
Like,
bye, you little bitch.
Had a conversation. Cody's standing outside, just outside the door of the bandwagon, in full view, right there, and like, like Matt and Tim have a conversation of Cody's quitting. Well, fine, fuck him then, the little bitch. Well, bye, you little bitch. And I was like, oh my god, this is really happening. Like, I had totally forgot about that conversation until just now.
Can that be a new ticker scroll? Quit, you little bitch. Bye, you little bitch.
Yeah,
that's a new ticker scroll.
We'll definitely have to throw it. Oh, fuck, I forgot we fired Jamie.
Damn.
Or he quit, or whatever the fuck you told me. So Cody's now pouting. No one's begging him to stay. Will is just decreasing. I don't know if he's on something. I don't know where all the alcohol is coming from. I do know he only changed twice on that tour. But he proceeds to
also a common theme for Dance Gavin.
I guess, like, trying to prove that the burger is still good, he picks it up.
Here we go.
Out of the parking lot.
Here we go. Remind you, it fell out of the wrapper, folks. It fell out of the
Places
wrapper.
It on the hood of the bandwagon that has not been washed from Indianapolis all the way down through I-80 to Sacramento, back down to SoCal, through Arizona, now to Dallas. Got bugs all over it.
Dust, roadkill, everything.
Everything. The whole, all those people I hit. Will's put the burger on the hood of the bandwagon and decides to eat it without hand. Just going to town on this burger, dude. You gotta see the look in his eyes. Oh, man. Okay, so he storms off after eating this burger. He's eaten most of it, and he chucks it at some point. The street that you see in front of him, right there, there he goes. He chucks the burger into the street.
Oh, no.
Okay. That street that you see, he goes back in the bandwagon after this burger. He gets a bag of weed and a pipe, and he walks back into that street with both of them. And he's slowly packing a bowl. And I'm just like, this isn't good. Like, I don't want to see this band who, like, prior to this tour, I considered my favorite band. I had seen them 15 times on my own accord, done all these interviews with every vocalist, even Johnny, even Sean, everybody, bro. I could write a biography on this book. They told me not to. Like, I could write a biography on this band against their wishes. But
that is hilarious. I'm upset because I muted my mic and I was laughing my ass off during the video because there's not much sound, and I was asking questions. And one of my questions was, I understand that there's no reason for him to be enticed to eat this fucking off the hood of the car, but why was he, first of all, like, who's he looking at? He's coming up and he's chewing and he's looking at somebody off to the side, and then he restructures it.
There's no one there. There's no one else there, and I'm in the cab, and it's dark. And like I said, he could see me, but he didn't.
He restructures it at one point. He takes the first bite and like he's eating it manically. First of all, he takes the first bite and tears it, and it rips the bun off, and he restructures it on the hood and starts to eat it again.
It's weird because he's not doing it for the camera.
He's not. Like, it looks like he is doing it for someone. It does look like there's somebody. No, I mean, there doesn't look like there's somebody watching him. He is performing as if he's trying to make people laugh from what it looks like. And if he's the walk off, well, okay. When you walked out, what happened? Did he notice you? Was he like?
I stayed in the cab because I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
What happened with the video? The video, you look like you came out.
Oh no, I hung it out the window to record him because I thought he was gonna start yelling or something. I was trying to get sound. And so the street that you see him in, he's holding the weed, he's holding the pipe, he's packing it, and I'm like, hey, like, come over here, we'll smoke it over here, bro, it'll be cool, we can smoke in here. And he's like, no, fuck that. I'm like, okay. And he's like, I'm gonna fucking smoke this right fucking here. Cars are passing him, taxi cabs mostly, they're honking at him. There's 3 lanes in that road, and he's in the middle. So like they're passing
the middle of the street.
Yeah,
the middle lane.
He's yelling at cars and kicking at them as they pass him and shit.
What an animal!
Cody, or the TM, is all pouty. Quit, you little bitch. Bye, you little bitch. He's packing up his
little
stuff.
Bitch.
He's talking to Travis. Shouts to Travis. He blamed me for the Vegas shooting. Big shouts to him. I've never even stayed at Mandalay Bay, you asshole. He's talking to Travis about, you should quit too. You should quit. It'll make a statement. And I just remember him saying some stupid shit like, think about it. Their biggest band. Like, okay, whatever. So he's trying to talk the other guy into quitting. And what ended up happening is like Cody quit and Travis gets a promotion. So it was just stupid. So he wanted to fuck the band over. Anyways, Will's in the middle of the street. He's smoking all this. He's smoking the weed. I'm like, dude, I don't want to see you get arrested. I don't want cops here. I don't want to explain anything to them. We already had a shakedown in Texas, in West Texas. Shout to the police out there. You can all eat my butthole.
My whole butthole.
My whole backside from the back, and your wives too, because they're not getting any dick at home.
Suck that shit from behind, bitch.
For sure.
Yeet.
He's in the street. He's holding this shit. He won't just smoke it and get over it. He's cussing and yelling, and he's like looking. He's not even looking for him, but he's yelling for John. He's yelling for John Mess, who has not been
still has not appeared.
So like missing. Basically, John got off stage with some chick and just left with her and went and hooked up right away, like in her SUV or something. So
yeah, that's a ball move.
Will Swan's in the middle of the street, screaming trigger warning, racism and diseases and bullshit. I didn't say this. I would not say this. Will Swan's in the middle of the street screaming, don't fuck that ugly Mexican chick. You're gonna get AIDS. And
Dang.
It's like, I can't get him to calm down. I can't get him to come inside. It's like, dude, he can't hear you. Like when I get back from from Will finally like retreating from this shit and just smoking the bowl, I ended up with his bowl and his weed and smoked that for the rest of the night.
Safe move, safe bet, taking it from him and just consuming it yourself,
dude. Yeah.
Hey, you're lucky it was actually fucking weed and not. I mean, he could have been on fucking some. Like he could have been on some Ashy Larry, dude. He could have been on some fucking some fucking angel dust.
So we get him back. By this point, I see Matt's kind of like smooth things over poorly, like it's cool and 2 pats on the back type of shit to Cody.
Quit, you little bitch.
Yeah, quit, you little bitch.
Bye, you little bitch. Bye, bitch.
So we have to get them Whataburger now because Cody agreed to return to the tour if they got him Whataburger. So we finally
way to negotiate your way back on the tour, bro.
Yeah.
Whataburger.
Yeah. So we finally leave the fucking bomb factory after all this time of being just stuck in this parking lot. Upon a Burning Body was there as well in their Sprinter. I didn't talk or see them aside from like unconscious bodies hanging out of their Sprinter. They were blitzed, hammered as fuck. Like they were not conscious when their guys woke up and drove them away from there. Like
a party band.
Not only that, they had that Cold Cock whiskey sponsor, took full advantage, and were just getting every motherfucker. Like, yeah, just they wild. super blitz. So I pull out of this parking lot. We go to Whataburger. My first tour, I don't drive the bandwagon very well. I end up parking it in a bus stop. I figured the bus had stopped already. It was late. It did not. It came by and I didn't move and it honked at me and no one was at the bus stop and it continued. So fuck them. There's this weird, like, you know how when you see people late at night, especially on a fucking bicycle, I don't know if they're just weird or homeless, but they check like probably both the boxes, okay? And it's not my place to judge, but they're fucking loony. I'm not giving you any money, and I don't deal too much with them. And like touring has made me like want to deal with those street urchins, like as they say on It's Always Sunny. I don't want to deal with these people. So this dude's riding a bike. He's asking a bunch of questions because it's like a bandwagon touring bus parked in front of a Whataburger. And he's like, who are you guys? What are you doing? Wow, oh my God. And Mingus is smoking a cigarette. And he's like, yo, Musselwhite, tell this guy to fuck off. And I look at him, I go, hey, fuck the fuck off. He goes, okay, you didn't have to be so mean about it. And he rides his bike off and pisses off, right? And Mingus goes, damn, I didn't think you're actually going to do it, though. And I was like, you fucking asked me. He's like, I didn't know what you'd do.
Fuck the fuck off, you little bitch. Bye, little bitch. Quit,
all right,
little bitch.
So everyone gets their Whataburger. It seems like they're all happy. We have a 13-hour drive to New Jersey with an off day in between.
From Dallas.
Like, from Dallas to New Jersey is rough as fuck, especially when you've never done this shit before because a bandwagon is difficult. So we start this trek. We ended up stopping off on the off day somewhere in Tennessee. I don't even remember. The TM, who's basically Cody's clocked out at this point. I ate a meal with Dance Gavin.
Did we find John Mess and Tilly and Kirsten?
Yeah, John came back, and like, although we never heard Will's screams, he was parked a couple blocks away in an SUV getting it on.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
Shout out to John Mess.
Shout out to John Mess and his girlfriend. Who was not that chick. She was at home while he was on tour. He was stopped off somewhere in Tennessee.
Whoa, okay, bro. Hey, dude, bro code.
Bro code. Hey,
yo,
bro code.
Dude.
Okay, subscribe to the Patreon. We'll tell you why we're violating bro code.
Yo, dude. Yeah,
$29.99 a month. I'll at your boy. So I can't remember what this restaurant was. If it was like a fucking Claim Jumper or a Chili's. I think it was a Chili's. Okay, I sat down and ate a meal with the whole band. It was so weird. It was like a family dinner. And Tillian's the only one dressed half appropriate. Will is wearing the same flannel that he's caught in all the live videos. The black and white flannel. He probably wore it the following fucking 4 years. Like, he just wore the same shit look, he's wearing the same shirt in all the fucking live photos. I'm not kidding. When you saw him on the Sion Var tour, he was wearing the same fucking shirt.
Yeah, he was.
All right, so we eat this meal in Tennessee. The only reason this is pertinent is because it's weird to eat with them, okay? It was kind of strange. Go back to the bandwagon, go to sleep. By this time, I've realized Dayshell's a fucking asshole because he's that's when we had the fucking, oh, what's your favorite Deftones album? And I was like, well, of course it's White Pony, but if not that, Koi no Yoken and Diamond Eyes were great. And he rolled his eyes at me and then later admitted that his favorite was Saturday Night Wrist. And that's just fucking weird because that's always regarded as their worst, and he's an abuser and a dickhead, and fuck him. So anyways, we're parked at this mall parking lot in Tennessee. I've eaten a meal. I've gotten pissed off at Dayshell and not given him any weed or my lighter or anything, so fuck him. I go to sleep. I get about three hours of sleep at most, and I get pounding on my window. It's Cody. Security's kicking us out because he didn't know that you can't park a bus in a fucking mall parking lot. Don't ever do that. So we have to leave. He's like, you might as well just leave now, bro. I mean, you're only going to sleep a couple more hours anyways. All right, fine. So we leave for New Jersey. Awful, dude. Just fucking awful. We arrive there. After the show, Cody quits, hits a flight, goes home. We get Eric Garcia from Hail the Sun to join the tour, which is a major upgrade. His tour with Hail the Sun ended a day before that. He went home to Philly and then flew out again to Jersey or drove up there, whatever. I don't know how he got there. But he joined the tour like that fucking night. Cody's gone. Travis takes over as TM and sound guy. We no longer have a merch guy because Cody embezzled money and dipped out. So we end up stealing Conquer Divide's merch guy because they hadn't been able to pay him because they weren't making any fucking money at all. So we take him, we end up paying him. Find out after like Cody's left and the tours ended that Cody stole hella merch money, like shaved off a bunch every night, but he also sold these John Mess 1 of 1 custom paintings that John did.
John's an artist. Yeah.
It was like, I think he was selling them for like maybe $200 at most, or maybe $300 at most. I don't know. It was real expensive for, you know, merch and kids and fans, whatever. Cody sold it for $600 and then only gave John the asking price. And John had no idea until the end of tour. And Tim said, I was always wondering why the hell you were selling a $600 painting. I thought it was a joke. And it got sold, and he pocketed the money. And it didn't get told until the end of tour.
Wow. What a dog.
That's why I say Cody Early, that fat son of a bitch. They called him the Hamburglar after that tour because of the whole
On deck, little bitch. You little bitch.
Man, I'm so glad I told that story because I forgot all about that quote until tonight. I just had a flashback of standing outside the bandwagon, looking in the doorway at Tim, always in a white t-shirt, and Mingus just kind of like drunk, like not drunk to the point he's angry yet, which is every night it progresses, but he's still like, haha, everything's funny. And just being like, yeah, I guess Cody's quitting. We'll buy you, little bitch. See you later, little bitch. Like, it was just, wow. I was like, wow, this is how touring works, huh? I don't want to be the guy to quit. Like, we're only halfway through. I don't want to quit. I need to keep going.
Deuces. Oh, man. What a story.
Oh,
what a story, man. Holy shit. Well, hey, you know, I hope we do more of these. You know, I think we got some stories that we could fucking share and just fucking paint the picture. And
I don't think there's anything I missed from that night. Yeah, Bomb Factory. That was just a rough night. That's still regarded as my like worst touring night because everything that could go wrong went wrong. Like everyone's fucked up. Band members are missing. They're the most. You can't leave them. At least a crew guy, you could leave to the next town and tell him to Uber because he fucked up and then not pay him or something. But you can't leave without the band. They're gone. No generator. You fired a member and like had no contingency plan. Like everything went wrong, and you know, we righted the ship. We pulled it out. That tour could have ended that night. I could have quit at any point. It's a miracle that fucking All Stars tour got done. That taught me a lot. It was a crash course in touring, but it's like that showed me that everyone is just a cog in the machine, and when you do Warped Tour, you're just an even smaller cog of a bigger machine, and that one cog is gonna be noticeable if you're not there, and you always have to fucking show up, whether you're the band performing and you have fucking stage fright, or you're a pussy, or you're too drunk or fucked up to go on stage, or you're a driver and you don't get them there on time, or there's snow, or you're gonna die, or whatever it is. The show must go on, and that's true in all facets of life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any follow-up questions before we get the fuck out of here?
No, man. I mean, you enjoyed that evening. Obviously, you're still a tour driver. No. It didn't deter you. I
fucking hated quitting. All of that. I came out of that tour not listening to that band anymore.
All right. Well, the next edition of this series is going to be me talking about an infamous festival that we played where a lovely young lady licked my butt crack.
Wow.
We actually put...
I knew I was fucked.
Just say it.